Hello viewers, Super GT here. So you log on to Gran Turismo Sport, you check out the new daily races, and what do you know? It's a freaking Tesla. Yes, that's right. We're going electric, baby. Elon Musk is loving that. Anyway, here we go. Race number 1. The most silent grid you're ever going to hear. We're starting second in the Tesla Model S. Is this the future of racing? Is this the future of motorsport? Is this what we're going to have to look forward to in a few years to come? Okay, off the line we go. And just listen to that absolute silence. The silence is deafening as we head towards turn 1. Up behind the Italian. He's on home soil here at Sardinia. Coming up into turn 1, will Ram Shadow go for the big dive bomb of the millennium? Kind of. Not really. Going to stay in second. Okay, so Tesla. I've driven one of these. Pretty cool cars. But will it work for racing? That's the question. It does. I was going to say it sounds weird, but can silence sound weird? I guess it does. It does sound weird because you're so used to listening to sounds. Beautiful sounds of nice big engines. But here, having to deal with the complete silence or the faint whistle, just like a kettle. As we come up into the final corner here, I'm going to bottle it like an absolute idiot. What a fool I am. And drop down into 4th. Not good. Because this car, well, let me say, I've seen the HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier handle better than this thing. I'm actually inside something at the moment. So we've got some weird technology going on here. If you look at the radar, I'm actually inside another Tesla. I didn't know that was a thing in Teslas, but apparently they can go invisible as well. And you can drive through each other. That could solve traffic problems, actually. Maybe Elon Musk is onto something there. Drive through each other, and you'll get to your destination a lot quicker. So actually, Elon Musk, he's bang on it, isn't he? That lad. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. It's a great development, the ghost technology. And we've got a nice big bottle drop there from the leader. So it's not just me throwing it off the circuit. This car, it is heavy. It's a big boy. And that's one of the things with electric cars. The batteries weighing approximately 8 tonnes each. As we come up to the final turn, lap number 2. In second, it's not really the race I've expected so far. It's a bit of a weird one, if we're honest. But those of you who may have done this race will probably agree with me that it's a bit of a penalty fest. Yeah, and you'll see that actually later on, that it is indeed a penalty fest. As we come down to turn number 1, lap number 3, still in second, I can pretty much confirm to you now that this race pretty much died here. Not really much else to report upon, really. Come through turn 1, and I was hunting down this guy, but I didn't really hunt him down at all. So he stayed in second, and he stayed in first, so he finished second. So that race, okay, somewhat interesting. We're getting used to the car. Got the fastest lap on the final lap there. But we will go again, this time from the back. And this time, we're going to dub over some sound effects. So it actually sounds a bit more interesting. But anyway, okay. I want you to watch out for this guy on my right hand side. He's going to go for a nice portion of bowling. Just a casual game of 10-pin bowling here at turn 1. There you go, flying in. No care in the world for his fellow competitor. As we come flying through, he gets a 1-second penalty. Look at that again. Just watch a nice little replay of that. Comes flying through the middle. Only gets a 1-second penalty for not even bothering to brake. Even this guy got a 2-second penalty for probably something a lot less than that. So the judicial system is severely wounded right now, severely broken, and I'm sure you'll agree with that. And especially if you've done this race, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so past this guy, past another guy back there. It's all kicking off up in towards the final hairpin. This is where things really go mental a lot of the time. This car is so heavy on the brakes, and then it oversteers, it understeers, it does everything. Everything you don't want it to do, it does it. Look at that. Back end flying around, 2-second penalty for forcing a car off, apparently. Yeah, you figure that one out, guys. You figure that one out. Obviously there was some contact somewhere, but there you go. There you go. GT Sport doing its thing. as we head into, or we hurtle into turn 1 on the brakes. Now this car, I've driven it, I test drove it. If you live near a dealership, try it out. Log onto their website and try and get a test drive, because I went to one in my local shopping centre, in fact, weirdly, and they just give you the keys and just go, right, be back in 45 minutes, and you don't even have to have a person with you in the car. They don't even go out with you. You just drive the car, just go where you want. You could try and steal it if you want, but I'm sure they're tracking you, so you can just have a good fun driving it. And let me tell you, these things are freaking fast in a straight line. They accelerate really well, but the handling, it left something to be desired. It's not really meant to handle that well, I suppose. It's not meant to be a race car, is it? But there you go. It didn't handle all that well, and that's kind of been proven today by the fact that everyone is binning it on that final hairpin. And this guy here just forgets to turn and goes straight into the barrier. I could say that his autopilot has massively let him down there, and I'm sure he could file a lawsuit against Elon Musk and win a few £1 million there, because that could have killed him. I think it probably did kill him, to be fair. But then, yeah, what use is £1 million if you're dead? Oh well. Well, if he is alive, then he's in for some money. Maybe his family can get some money. I don't know. Okay, we find ourselves in 11th out of 11th. So that guy who crashed did quit, presumably to go and chase the court case now. Fair enough. So I'm in actually last place. This has been an absolute disaster, let's face it. And we're up against our bowling friend here in 10th. Can we get past him, or will he just bowl me off the circuit as if I'm a little skittle? Coming up into the final turn then, we're both kind of messing this up horrifically around the outside. We're going to try it around the outside, and doesn't quite work out. So I have to settle in behind for the time being down the main straight into the slipstream. We're trying to avoid that barrier on the right hand side, from which our friend met his fate a lap ago. And we tuck in, pull out to the left, are we? Yes we are. He doesn't cover it off, he doesn't defend. Later on the brakes, up the inside. And we are into not last position. Great stuff. I'm getting good. Mum, if you're watching. Okay, a bit further round, lap number 4, and coming to the final turn. Yep, these guys just confirming my suspicions that this car handles worse than a cruise liner. They both drive off the circuit and we gain 2 positions, and that was about it for that one. Finishing it in 8th place. What a disaster, absolute disaster. A couple of penalties sprinkled in for good measure as well, and we bring it home in 8th when we had the number 1 car there. So shocking job. And in fact, we're going to go again from 11th, see what we can do here, because I wanted to have a decent result, and that was, well, I suppose the first race was alright. I finished 2nd, can't complain about that too much. But we're going to go again, one more, work out if this is really the future. Is this it? Is this what we've got to look forward to? Probably not. I mean, let's come up into turn 1. Plenty more ghosting. It's all kicking off again. We go up a couple of positions. That's what I was going to ask. I'd like to know your thoughts on Formula E. I don't mind actually. I'm all for electric racing. For me, it's just the circuits are a bit naff. So that could improve. Maybe they could add in some fictional circuits from the Gran Turismo world into Formula E instead of the weird industrial circuits that they use. Bit strange. They all look the same to me, but there you go. And also the sound. It's hard to get used to the lack of sound, but coming up the inside here, we're going to completely batter that guy. I think he might have been spinning off anyway, but we just confirmed it by punting him into the shadow realm. 2-second penalty, and that one, okay, yeah, fair enough. We did hit him. It might be the only time the penalty system has actually done a good thing in the last 5 weeks. Into the final corner. Up the inside. We get the job done up into 7th. And a bit further round. Up against the Spaniard now. Trying to get him out of position so that we can get his position of 6th place. He goes defensive. That always opens up the opportunity on the way out of the corner. And alas, would you look at that. Actually, that's not the right word of use of alas, is it? I made that mistake before. Okay, we're in 6th place. And looking for 5th, and kind of a similar thing to the First lap. Guy spins out. I was hoping for the ghosting. Didn't happen. 6-second penalty. Elon Musk not happy about that. These cars are getting battered about. No wonder he's smoking weed now. Okay, into 8th again. What a topsy-turvy race this one's been. It's been all over the place. But to be fair, I was ramming the crap out of people. Hoping for the ghosting to kind of kick in, but it didn't just in time. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But my main tip for you is if you want to preserve your driver rating or your sportsmanship rating or your sanity, then don't do this race. I did look at it, I thought, okay, yeah, this will be a bit of a mean race, to be honest. And that is pretty much confirmed to be a fact. But there we go. 6th place Super GT video confirmed. And it was a bit of a mix there, wasn't it? Good, medium, bad, mostly bad. We go down to AA. I've been reset, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone down to A rating of my sportsmanship. Okay. We go down into this lower lobby then because of our sportsmanship. And not the Tesla race, because I was fed up with the lack of sound and the lack of handling ability, the lack of anything resembling a turning circle, the lack of anything resembling decent sound, decent racing, decent penalty system. So we turn up here at Maggiore. I said that really weird, didn't I? We turn up here at Maggiore in Group 3. This is what it's all about, isn't it? This is proper racing now. This is what we're at. This is what we want. So we're going to go from the back on our lower rated, now my lower rated account. Super GT used to be my main account, but now it's probably my second account really in terms of the rating. My rating's basically got tanked on this account. It's lower than the Mariana Trench at the moment. Coming through here, a couple of cars. I say a couple of cars, basically all the cars off the track, gaining loads of positions at this point. Up the inside into Big Banky Boy, already into 9th from the back of the pack. That is a solid return. And we've got some absolute maniac here deciding to use the M3 GT. What an absolute legendary guy this guy is. Deciding to go for the M3. It's actually a nice car. I do like the M3, but it's not the quickest, to be fair to him. So fair play for trying it out. Got a yellow flag. That's pretty much compulsory in this level of race. Get past that guy on the exit, ignoring the yellow flag, of course. Up the inside here. That Porsche is going to come flying back, or is it someone else? No, the BMW comes flying out of nowhere. It was actually almost a good move, to be fair to him. Didn't quite work out. And yes, 2-second penalty. Yeah, you explain that one, atheists. Volkswagen slowing down, moves across and have to go back to the right. It's really kicking off now into this long left. Going a little bit too deep, up behind the Ferrari. Volkswagen comes back, ghosting. What is going on in these lower lobbies? It really is absolute anarchy, absolute mayhem. Into the second to last corner, the hairpin, the tight long left. Volkswagen very wide. I'm going to wait for him to take this corner, and just going to the back of him. Seems to take an absolute eternity for him to get into that corner. We're going to tuck into that slipstream though. He's still got this 2-second penalty to serve. But here we go, up into 5th place. And that is pretty much... Oh, there we go. I thought I was going to get a penalty for that. And fortunately I didn't, somehow. But that was pretty much the full extent of that race, as not much else happened apart from I lapped round and finished the race in 5th. We start 5th in this one. And I went onto the Ram Shadow account, which is actually now my main account, set a somewhat okay time. And I was up for a proper race. So for the first time in this video, we're going to actually have a proper race. How about that? You've waited this long, 14 minutes or whatever it is. So thank you for sticking around to this point in the video. I'm sure that a lot of you do stick around to the end of the videos, but often the case is that the races do get better towards the end of my video. But that's not always a solid rule. It could always change. But this is definitely the best of the bunch. So you've stuck around for a good race here. Down into the final corner. It's not the final corner, it's the Big Banky Boy, that's what I mean. And we've got the Italian going very slow here in the Renault. So the Renault RS01, one of the quickest cars, or probably it's the quickest car in qualifying at least. And gone for the Audi R8 here, as has my fellow Italian. He's not my fellow Italian. What am I saying today? I really need to sort it out. So these two guys fighting through here. You can just see that I was going to go and end up in tears, and we get the comeback done. Up into second, 5th to 2nd in half a lap. Okay, good stuff. Happy days. I'll take that. Now we have to hunt down this Irishman, who is a good 2 and a bit seconds ahead. It's going to be tricky. It's only lap 1, but he's already got a massive lead, and it's quite tricky to get that down, especially as he was the pole sitter, I think. So he was quicker than me anyway on the grid, so he's going to be quick. It's going to be hard to reel in 2.5 seconds in 3 laps. Unless he makes some sort of mistakes, you've got to kind of always presume that he might make a mistake. Keep the pressure up, and they may well throw in the bottle and hand you the race. Okay, so out of the final turn. The gap here about 2.3 at the end of lap 1, and a lap later at the end of lap 2, the gap went to about 2.5. So he was actually a tiny bit quicker there, 0.2 quicker. A little bit further around lap 3, he actually got himself a 0.5 second penalty, as you can see there, and that always gives you some hope. The penalty zone is about 3/4 of the way around the lap, so we've got to just chase him down here, and we'll serve that penalty. We'll get a little bit closer, we'll be in the slipstream range, and then there's always a chance of a good race from there. So we'll just try and get this sector done the best we possibly can, and be as close to him as possible by the time he serves that penalty, which is a little bit further out, a couple of corners left to go. Audi R8 good around this circuit. It's always been a great car for Group 3, almost always in daily race B. He makes a mistake, look at that, he went really wide on the exit of that S's section, and now the gap's only a second and he still has to serve his 0.5, so this is going to get really close here. As he serves it, is he going to go defensive? He moves to the left, yes he is. He'll go to the right hand side. Can we go around the outside? No. I'm going to have to go for the cutback, go to the left, give him space, go all the way to the left, open this corner up, and we go past him on the outside, gives us the inside for this left-hander. And what you're about to see is one of the finest and funniest moments I've had in many a time on Gran Turismo as you come through the final corner. So yeah, I was laughing at that one for pretty much this entirety of this next lap, as he pretty much just handed me the race on a plate. Threw in the bottle, and there I go, 5th to 1st. I mean, I could always bottle it on this lap, but I've got a nice lead, I don't need to push or risk anything. So there you go, pretty much coming to the end of this video. Tesla racing, not for me thanks, but surely one day in the future, electric is going to be the standard. I suppose we'll see, time will tell, won't it? But for now, I'm enjoying the Group 3s. We come across the line to win a race. We can end on a high, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed the video as always. Please do let me know your thoughts, and just a massive thank you as always for just being a fan of the channel. If you're new, maybe consider giving us a sub, but that's if you did enjoy it, and well, you've made it this far, maybe you did enjoy it. But that's it from me. Take care as always, have a nice day. Hope you enjoy your day, have a good one, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.